Uh, hi, Sarabjit. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, just let me try camera as well.
Okay.
Okay. I got sick
Hi,
today.
hi,
Little
Sarabjit.
fever.
Okay, I think I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, just let me try camera as well.
Where it is coming? Okay.
Okay. I got sick
Hi,
today.
hi,
Little
Sarabjit.
fever.
Oh, okay. Fine. Shall we start?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so yeah, we will start. So let me just check. There are 95 people right now online. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
100, it's crossed 100, And definitely, guys, I would like all of you to subscribe to this channel. This is Dr. Sarabjit's channel. Okay. So let's start, guys. Good evening again. And I would like to welcome you all to this wonderful webinar, what we are conducting today, the certificate webinar on the important documents and reportings in clinical trial. Okay, so mostly documents, though you all know, we will start right now in some time. So documents, though you all know that what are the documents, when from the very basic starting of the clinical trial to the end of clinical trial, there are multiple documentations and multiple reports we have to create. For the regulatories, for the ethics committees, for the IRBs, and ethics approval for the protocol, and we have the CRFs, case report forms, informed consent forms, patient sheets, and multiple things what we start. And when we complete the clinical trial, we have to submit the reports, the reports at different intervals, and audit reports, and multiple things are there what we are going to talk about, right? But before starting our live stream today, before our starting our webinar today, I would like to tell all of you that how you're going to get your certificate. So certificate will be given only if you are attending this till end and you are filling the feedback form, right? Whoever will fill the feedback form will get the certificate. Okay, not everyone who have registered. So only the attendees will get the certificate, right? And along with that, I would like to why we are conducting this workshop is because we are we have come up with this program, very important program, that is medical writing and clinical research training workshop in Ahmedabad, that is happening on Sunday, right? It is offline and online both. It is offline and online both, right? So it is full day. Previously it was online, or I mean, previously it was completely on site, offline only, happening at the Hotel Platinum in Ahmedabad, right? But now we have opened it for the online registrations also. Okay. So fees for offline is 20,000, I'm sorry, 2,000 rupees, and online it is 1,000 rupees. So like we have already, close the registrations, but for today's webinar attendees, if they want to attend, they can just join us for this webinar online from anywhere. So in this, there are four sessions. So first session will be completely on the scientific writing, how to write an acceptable manuscript for publication. Second will be statistics, completely suitable statistics for clinical trials. And third will be, data, centralized monitoring and decentralized clinical trials, which is very important now, and which is the center of new ICH GCP guidelines 2019. Okay, sorry, 2024, right? And then we have in that, in the evening time, we have 3 hours workshop completely on industrial medical writing with core clinical trial documents like protocol, investigation brochures, and study, clinical study reports. So in clinical study reports, our main focus will be on clinical study reports, CSI, CSRs. Okay, in this we will be talking about CSRs in this complete workshop, right? And we have a very wonderful panel of the speakers. We have Dr. Sarabjit from GSK, Associate Director of CTT, and Mr. Kapil Dev Jhawar. He is Associate Clinical Project Management Director at IQVIA. Miss Meghna Dahiya, who is Manager for Medical Writing at ProPharma, and Mr. Siddesh Rajpurohit, who is Lead Medical Writer at Merit Life Science Private Limited, Vapi, Gujarat, and I'll be taking your session on industrial writing. Right. So we have for online there are few seats remaining. So if you wish to register for this, you can definitely register. The fees is 1,000 rupees. We will share the link in between. Okay. And other than that, definitely, let us start. So, see, I don't have any, PPTs. I'll just talk to you for 5-7 minutes, like, how we start, because we all have talked about a lot, about a lot of, things related to protocol. I have taken multiple sessions. Sarabjit ji has taken multiple sessions on, protocol writing, right? What are the components of protocol? What is protocol? Why we need protocol, right? So, it is like a document when we create before starting the project, before starting the clinical trial, or before starting our study, what we submit to the institutional ethical committee, right? So it is kind of a plan, or roadmap of the study. Protocol is the roadmap of study which we usually submit to the ethics committee or submit to the institutional review board, and the institutional review board goes through the protocol, check out for the proper title, where the study is being conducted, how the study is being conducted, what are the rationale behind it, what is the the research gap behind it, and how the literature is supporting it, and how much sample size you are taking, what are the inclusion exclusion criterias, what are the risk factors, what are the risk aspects, risk scenarios, what is the compensation if it is an interventional clinical trial, and lot more, right? So that's how we prepare the protocol. So we will not be talking about the protocol because this is very common, and we talk a lot about the protocol, right? So if you are like if you are writing first document in the clinical trial, if I say whether it is clinical trial phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, or phase 4, I mean, the first thing you need is the protocol, right? And some documents for the regulatories based on the protocol, and based on the preclinical studies, you will be submitting that submitting the documents for the like CTA, clinical trial application, we call it. In India, we call it CTA, clinical trial application. So you will be writing the CTA application for the, CDSCO, based on the protocol and based on the old data. And you will be writing the documentation for the regulatory approval. And once the regulatory, approves for the new clinical trial, then you will be writing protocol, again for the different institutions, right? You will be changing the names and all, and the sites and investigators' names and all. And then you will be submitting to the submitting to the institutions and doing that clinical trial, right? So this is at the industrial purpose. Similarly, you do when you are doing your simple study, right? Any student study, or any bigger study, or any multicentric study, any PharmD study, M-Pharm study, or any kind of clinical studies. Then you similarly you write the protocol. You go to the Institutional Ethics Committee or Institutional Review Board. They review your protocol, and then they approve your clinical trial, right? So while approval, you have multiple other things, like what kind of questionnaire, if there is any questionnaire you are applying, what kind of data you are collecting through the case report form, right? And how you are taking the consent form. So you need the ICF also, informed consent forms, right? And in informed consent form, you need multiple like if there are multiple languages, then you need in multi languages, right? Multilingual ICF must be there, so each patient can understand that easily before submitting, or before signing the consent form. So there are multiple things what you need in initially. So we will not talk much in details about these things like ICF and the investigators brochure, IB, or the protocol. Today we are going to talk about the majorly we are going to talk about the post ethical approval, or during the clinical trials, what kind of report we need, right? What kind of reports we submit, and what kind of reports we submit at the end, right? So usually the clinical study reports, CSRs, we will talk about in brief. And definitely, if you want to understand more about this, you can join our online workshop on the first, that is Sunday. So you all are free also, and that is happening online as well from Ahmedabad. We will be live streaming that, so you can join that also. So with that, I'll not talk much. I will hand over this to Sarabjit ji, who will be taking this session for next 35 to 45 minutes, and after that we will be sharing the feedback form. So you have to stay with us for the certificate, right? And if I introduce Sarabjit ji, Dr. Sarabjit has is working right now in GSK as Associate Director of Medical Writing Clinical Trial Transparency, right? And she holds her master's degree in microbiology, basically. And right now she is into the medical writing. Her domain is medical writing. She has multiple years of industrial experience, and she has written 3 books also on career opportunities in medical writing, clinical research, and recently she has published her the third book on pharmacovigilance career options. And so you can find those all the books on amazon.com, also Amazon, and other platforms as well. So with that, over to you, Sarabjit ji. Thank you very much for joining.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will share screen. I mean, during whole session, I won't be available on camera because I will.
Definitely, no problem, no problem. Yes, yes.
So you have given a good setup, Dr. Ajit. What I will try to do is as well that to guide them. So let me share everyone a screen with you. So first I will use my whiteboard. Then I will discuss also the clinical study report as Dr. Ajit has shared with you. So let me share my screen with you, everyone. So what happens if you wanted to try to see clinical trial? It happens in a couple of stages, like lot many Dr. Ajit has covered, right? This is your planning stage when you just plan. Accordingly, I will also tell you your job roles and where you can work more, right? Then step 2 is you do your trial, you conduct your trial. This is step 1. This is step 2. Now third is you analyze, right? Your analysis, or this is the place where you write lot of reports, right? So the way I have shared this, with with this only there are kind of a documents they are prepared. Or if you are saying our focus is more on a report today, like that, but I will connect the dots so that you can understand and can take an advantage for your career. Idea is to give you some direction, some value in this session, right? So planning, when you plan your trial, you basically you design your trials. So medical writing team, if you see, medical writing team plays a big role here because all the initial document, the beginner document, protocol, IV, ICF, these two, they're prepared together, right? So IV work as source for protocol, and ICF for ICF protocol is the source. Even your CRFs, even your SOPs, other regulatory document, they are all prepared here at the planning stage. So lot of work for a medical writing team. Who else is important here? Regulatory team. Every team is important, but there are teams whose workload is too much. Regulatory team, because they have to complete a CTA application, or you can say the IAND application or NDA application, like different reasons, different name. No? They have to prepare their dossiers. Even your statisticians, they help in this protocol section and everywhere. And what else? You will be also be writing your manuals. You may also be preparing for operations. So at a planning stage, clinical science lead, medical writers, patent attorney, investigators, they give lot of time, because whatever we have planned, it is going to help us here when we will be doing our trial. So this is also a place where you team, they start doing the feasibility. They also start hiring the staff. Hiring, if you, why I'm telling you, because the moment you know that the couple of phases, this type of clinical trial they're going to plan, so they are although they're in a planning stage, these teams are working, they will also hiring lot of staff. So then you will conduct your trial. That is means operations. All the job roles like a CRC, investigator, CTA, trial master file specialist, even these days ethics committee specialist. These specialist and associate, these word interchange. Trainees, investigator, sub investigator, nurses, their role is heavy here. CRA and project managers, they work their work is too much here, and because whatever you planned, you do trial accordingly. Now what type of report here we will be writing? Any guess? See, CRAs, they will be doing monitoring, so they will be writing monitoring report for each. If you are having my book, clinical research career guide, you will be able to find monitoring report how it looks like. Again, you need not to worry about these documents like, oh, how I will prepare. We are already having a structured templates, right? So see, monitoring reports are prepared. What else is prepared? Project reports, safety update reports. What else? If there is an audit report. Again, in my book, the yellow one, Clinical Research Career Guide, it is having an audit report, how it looks like. So all these type of documents are prepared when you are doing operations, when you are conducting your clinical trial. In additionally also, if there is an update to protocol, IV, ICF, things happen, even revision in SOP, maybe say example, you were doing in trial 2018. 2019 we were having new guidelines in India, right? So the revisions happen. It may be external, it may be internal. Now another thing is, in clinical trial, especially phase 1 to phase 3, because these are important, there are steps also. Like, we don't analyze everything at the end. It is also known as a interim analysis. Suppose example, maybe you have done a 6-month study is done. 6 months is already done. You maybe have to do a trial for 2 years. 6 months is passed, and it is written in a protocol. The moment 6 months is done, we will be doing the interim analysis. So which team will be working a lot? SAS team or STAT team. They will be analyzing the whole data, whatever they have collected. Then again, medical writing team, they may be helping them to build a report, but stat analysis team, SAS team, they will be working a lot. In addition to this is one aspect I have explained to you. During the conduct of the trial, what happens here? We planned here. Now suppose example 500 subject we have those 500 subjects here. Now we will be collecting data from all these subjects. Now anyone who wanted to take a guess that who will be working a lot here in addition to operations? Data means data management team, right? They have to process so much of a data. So all the students who are more interested, this is also interest, based on interest to interest, right? If you have a more uh, like liking to data, IT, AI, data management is very good field for you. So lot of data is collected. Data management team, they process it, they generate queries as well. So the amount of work is highest when you are doing your trial. And one last aspect, safety. Pharmacovigilance team, how we can forget, right? During clinical trials as well. Safety, we also have to process all the AEs and SAEs. Adverse event, serious adverse event. So when you are doing a trial, all the data of all these 500 patients, just an example, you are collecting, you will be also reporting your AEs and SAE. This will tell us, is a drug safe or not, right? The rest of the data may be telling us that our drug is working or not. So Now, AEs and SAEs means all pharmacovigilance team members, they will be having a lot of work, even a physicians. These days, medical monitors, now if you have an advanced degree of a pharmacy, right, you can also be a medical monitor, medical reviewers. So these roles are evolving. And uh, olden days, the job roles were, they were limited to CRC, CRA, project manager. No more, no more those boundaries. Hmm? So go and search for these roles. There are plenty of roles. Now the final step, analysis. Our trial is closed. Correct? Our trial is closed. Now what we will be doing? I will show you one slide on on our clinical study report. Don't worry. So analysis, that means our whole data is collected. We have done the trial. Now final step came in. We have to report. It is just like when we were in 12th example or in any class, we have done our whole session, we have given exams. Now report card will tell our status. That is all. And this CSR clinical study report, it is going to submit to all the regulatory bodies, like in India DCGI, if it in US FDA, US MHRA, example, so depending on which reason is, and if everywhere, then we will be submitting to all the regulatory bodies. So this clinical study report hence is a big document, and lot of effort is needed to prepare this clinical study report. And at the end also, medical writing team has a lot of work because of this document. Now you can say, ask me that how as a beginner you guys can get an opportunity to write a CSR, which is a big document. You also have an opportunity to write a narratives, because ultimately they are going here only in CSR. Narrative is what SAE happened, AE happened. You have to write a story of that. All the pharma companies, all the CROs, they have a narrative writing teams, and this is the role which also, you can say, um, it moves in a PV as well as medical writing. You can switch also easily. So a beginner, why I'm telling you about narrative, sometimes you see that there is a job posting of safety narrative writer. So you can go ahead and apply entry level job, QC specialist, or a publication specialist, scientific writer. All these job roles are very good ones at the end. So once one thing I have told you, that you have to develop a CSR, but other document can be prepared manuscript. I mean, Dr. Jeet can tell better than me on a manuscript. So manuscript is also published. It is a mandatory. So again, why I'm telling you that anytime there are students, those are more interested in a scientific writing than a regulatory writing. CSRs fall under your regulatory writing, right? Manuscript writing, article writing is more in a scientific writing. So again, publication. So maybe you have done PhD, maybe you have a good experience in academic. This is a very good role for you to transition in, right? So I hope I try to justify in a way. I think this whiteboard is helpful. I know it become little crowdy at the end, but idea was to explain you, to connect the dots, right? So similarly, I will share with you one more slide. Just let me see if it is there. Give me a moment. So just for a moment, I stopped sharing because I have to pull another slide before we will be discussing the clinical study report. Something has happened. I was just trying to open the clinical study report. It didn't open. No worries. I will, uh, sometime documents my system start getting updated and then I face troubles. Anyways, let me share first this slide with you. Then I will explain you clinical study report. So I can use this. So documents and reports in a clinical trial, we generally, as I explained you, we try to divide planning, conduct, and after. So before, during, and after. So why documents matter in a clinical research, right? So first line, read it, because this is an evidence. If it is not documented, it never happened. Because now if I'm going to a DCGI and I'm asking for their approval, that give me a approval, give me a license. Basically, we can't sell the drugs without any license, right? That's straightforward. So we have to ask for a license, then only we can sell on a medical stores, right? So you need to give them a documentation that, look, we have done the experiment, we have proved that this drug is safe and effective. So for that is the one reason we need a documentation, evidence. Second, compliance. I think many of you know what is good clinical practices, what is regulatory and ethical requirement, right? Good clinical practices is global, your E6 guideline, we can't forget. How will ensure that we have followed these guidelines? If we are having documents, that is the only way to ensure that we have followed the guidelines. Third principle, transparency. We have to be fair, because in pharma, remember one thing, it is not customers. Like if you are in IT and other business, even a food, they're always serving what we say customers, clients. But in pharma, they are not customers, they are patient, they are humans, right? So that this is the thing that demand a lot of skill. This is changing everything, because they are not customers, they are patient, they are already have some challenge, when it comes to health or other things. We have to help them and support them to deal with it. So that is the mind shift that we have to see, and that's why we have to do so much of a documentation. And inspection ready. So example, I have done a monitoring and there is no report. How I will ensure that monitoring has happened? Can someone prove it? How they will prove it? No matter how good my intention is, there may be a patient number 501. Tomorrow that patient felt that during clinical research they have not treated me well, they have not taken care of me, they have a right to take you in a court. Then at that time, how you will prove that you have done the right thing? Only when you are having a documents. So how you will prove that audit is done? If you have a audit report. How there will be proof of inspection? If there is an inspection report. These slides are, I kept it very minimum, because my whole idea was to give you a lot of information and practical information. Slides you can get anywhere, right? So these are essential documents that you do before trial: protocol, IV, ethics, and regulatory approval. They should be in your file. These are just few examples. ICFs, SOPs, manuals, CRFs, they are the other document that you need before trial. What else? Your CVs. That's the reason that every company asks for that. You should be having a GCP certificate, because it is a requirement. It goes in this file. During your informed consent, you are filling the data in CRFs, monitoring reports, safety reports, that you do during your trial. So if you wanted to see, just wanted to give you an idea that what are the key important documents in a clinical protocol. Of course, plan of your study. Today I'll see that if we get a time, but I'm not very sure if we'll get that time. I have to check with Dr. G. So I can also show you maybe some other time, maybe because Dr. Jeet keep on organizing these webinars. Some other time I can also show you that how you can download these protocols, these ICFs, and learn by yourself. Because whole idea is that how much you can listen me, can learn coming in a class. And if we will give you tools that, okay, this is the direction we have given, 1 hour we have taught you, 2 hour we have taught you, now you have a all the tools, all the resources, learn more. Not only that, you got a job. In job you don't get help, you have to figure it out things by yourself, right? So you should know how to figure it out. Informed consent form, because this is the direct document which protects the rights of a patient. That's why in India we have audiovisual recording. Safety reports, DSUR, SUSARs, ongoing safety updates, because how you will ensure. Hmm? Monitoring report that tells us the site quality. Hmm? And compliance check, that okay, in the one monitoring report, if we see there are there are hundreds of queries, that means that site is not doing very well, it is not going in a right direction, right? So that means tomorrow if there is an inspector, they will check first thing about this site. Final CSR, this will tell you what you have done in your study. That is everything. So your trial was for 2 years, everything what you have done in your trial will be captured in this. Unfortunately, today, I don't know what happened. My clinical study report, that slide is not opening. I will try once again, otherwise I will teach you with the whiteboard. It happens sometimes. So give me a moment again, right? Okay, no worries. It doesn't mean we will stop. We have other ways to handle. Huh? So this is also a learning. Whenever you face some, this happens during job also. Sometimes we face technical thing issues, but doesn't mean that we stop. We should be so prepared that we can keep on continuing, right? So I'm sharing my whiteboard again and can start explaining you about clinical study. Okay, so here we are. So what happens in a clinical study report? CSR is an important document. Medical writing team, of course, prepare it, but regulatory team, they submit it to regulatory bodies. So it's not only a one team, correct? It's not only one team. Regulatory body, they submit it to the regulatory bodies. Operation team, they also contribute. Your audit reports, they attach in this. And your PV team, they also review it. So CSR tells about what you have done in your whole study. So now just thinking about what are the different sections of a clinical study report. First question is, what guideline you follow for CSR or narrative writing? E3 guideline. I will show you how you can download. So you can see the complete template of CSR. E3 guideline is followed to prepare clinical study report. So what are every document, it has a title page, then introduction. Generally, what we try to do in clinical study report, that what we have done, why we have done, how we have done, right? All these questions we try to answer. What results we got? Are these a positive result or a negative result? right? And what SAS and ELSA is saying, at the end, we attach everything like your protocol, IV, ICF, narratives, audit reports, everything attached to CSR. CSR is a big, big document. So introduction, then rationale of a trial, study design. There is one video also on my channel on a clinical study report. Study design, right? Methodology. And then after that, after this section, you will start seeing the results. Lot many sections like title, introduction, rational, study design, you will copy from protocol. Only thing is the change in language, right? So sometimes people ask that preparing a clinical study report is a difficult task, right? But it is not a difficult task because lot of data we take from protocol. There is only one change we do. Protocol always we write in a present sentence, and CSR we write in a past because report, right? So there will be always, I just forget one thing here. Table of content will be always there. It is auto. These days tools are there, right? These tools are there. They will prepare, this automatically. So study design. Then sometime, there are section also about, I can make it here as a study population also. There little bit changes organization to organization. Study population, like which population involved, is it like a male, female, 18 to 60, what population has been the part of a clinical trial, like that. Now result is important, very important. So all these sections till this study population you can take from a protocol. So that means you need not to wait for result. You can prepare it before. Only thing, do the small changes. No result in clinical trial, especially if it is phase 2, phase 3, we are having two sections. One is safety, then another is, any guess, efficacy. Suppose our trial is phase 1 vaccine trial. What will be safety? Safety mostly AEs and SEs. Number of AEs and SEs. This is the place of a result where your narrative will also be, because you have given a safety data. This is how they will prove that this drug is safe or this drug is working or not working. Correct? Efficacy is how well it is working. Actually, today I got little fever. So I'm just trying to handle, because this was a commitment. So how well it is working. For vaccine trial, what will be the antibodies, immunogenicity. So that data will come. Fourfold immunity increase. Do they have achieved it or not? So I'm trying to give you examples that how you put a data in your CSR. So another example, suppose you are regulatory body. You are a regulatory body. So in a regulatory body, one person doesn't review. Most of people review. Like take example of a DCGI. A DCGI having a 25 SMEs, subject matter experts, right? Suppose this CSR gone to microbiologist. So microbiologist will be focusing here. Maybe this report has gone to like a senior doctor, like Dr. Gagandeep. She's very senior review member of DCGI, very popular, right? She will be definitely focusing a lot on safety. Correct? So depending on which team member is reviewing it, so they will directly go, that person will directly go to that section and review it. So that is the purpose of to build it. Now, this is the section that takes most of the time, because we are presenting results. Very important section. Now, who gives you data? As a medical writer, you need not to scared. SAS programming team will give you all the outputs, and you only have to link it. You have to give it to a language, correct? Now, moving to, because I am also mindful of a time. Next will be discussion. Overall conclusions based on these results. So here they will also be doing the risk benefit analysis based on your safety and efficacy profile. And here you will get a support from like a clinical science lead, scientific team, PK scientist, maybe some senior physician or other experts. They are going to help. PV experts, they will be basically here you will be interpreting the efficacy and safety results. This section takes a lot of time. And then tables and figures. This is mostly copy paste job because listings. Suppose you just have done a trial on a 500 patient. Do you know how many tables you will be having? Lot many. You can't even count figures. Suppose you have done a PK study. Lot many you are AU, CET, CMAX, TMAX, all those graphs will come listing individual patient data. That will come and sit. But this is mostly SAS team will be giving, programming team will be giving to you. You have to add it with a little bit, formatting. Another important section is references. Lot of references that you have used in a protocol, same, correct? But additional also that you have maybe here, like in a discussion and overall, that you have used some, more new references, maybe some other pharma sponsor study that you have referred, you will add here. And what else? The last section will be appendices. Like your protocol, sample CRFs, investigator CVs, ethics committee approvals, audit reports, patient information sheets, names of an investigator, sites, monitor, audit certificates, everything will come here, right? So that's about, clinical study report. It's an important document. I'm just trying to see if I can show you that you can also download the template and learn more. Idea is to learn more. So ICH, type here ICH, right? Google here, right? Now, can you see? I hope you see that. Now, ICH website. So all the pharma company, all the working professionals, they just refer this website only, correct? No other website. So they refer this website. So here is this is the place where you can get all the all the important documents, all the important your guidelines also, not only for your interview and other things, but when you have started doing your job also, that's also important, right? Whole idea is to make you independent. So you may also have to do a job. So, or maybe you are working at your own, you become an investigator, right? Or you become a medical reviewer. So where you will go, which doors you will knock, you can't come to me, maybe I don't know, right? So rather come here, make yourself important. So efficacy guidelines. So as of today now, I'm telling you efficacy only. Can you see all the guidelines we can see here? Starting, so sorry, starting from E1, E2A, E3. Now, E2, so although little out of scope, but I will tell you, E2A, E2F, all the guideline, what it is written, clinical safety data management. That means your pharmacovigilance guidelines. See how you prepare ICSR. See, so, sorry. See, individual case safety report, how you prepare. You will get a guideline here. You will get a template here. Download it, learn it. So I won't go much in this. Our goal is today structure and content of clinical study report. How good it is, right? So here E3 guideline is the one that we follow to write clinical study report. Open it. Here it is. The whatever I have told you, it is all here and in detail. Suppose there is, see, I was telling you, I have given you in a crux like study design. So introduction. So just see introduction. They are already telling you what you have to write. See, introduction should contain brief statement, maximum 1 page. Like everything they are telling. So we are not going page by page. This is one kind of, you can say, assignment I'm giving to you, that look into this. Huh? What happened? Let's go back to our EICHGCP. Now another guideline, which is mandatory for all of us, good clinical practices. And here is the interviewer sometime ask you that what is E6 guideline? Don't go blank. It is your GCP. So now you can ask me, ma'am, the rest of the document that you told, monitoring report, if you don't want to have a book, or what monitoring report, audit report, protocol, ICF, where we will get a template. Here you will get in this guideline. All 13 principle, everything is part of this. This got revision this year, right? Even your ethics committee, uh, composition, function, operations, investigator role, how to provide a medical care, sponsor responsibility, uh, data governance, investigator and sponsored. So investigative brochure, look, so idea is to give you the maximum knowledge. When what I used to do till now, I download these guidelines, these 6 guidelines, whenever, because we can't remember everything. Whenever I feel stuck, suppose example, I need to know on a transparency as a core principle, I go back here. And suppose I wanted to know something on a protocol, like I don't know in which section what it is. See all the section they have given: assessment of efficacy, assessment of safety, statistical consideration, everything is here. So my humble request to you everyone, because that's how we are making use of that time in the best possible way, to download, try to understand to a level and extent you can understand, right? So I hope that this is useful for you. I stopped sharing. I will give back to Dr. Ajit. So my best reward for today will be that if you will go and download and try to read, these all these guidelines. So Dr. Ajit, if you are online, you can, take over.
Yes, thank you very much, Sarabji. I think there is nothing to take over. Now,
Yeah.
now it's all done, and guys, we will share the feedback form now with the
एक्चुअली आपने मुझे 30 मिनट्स बोला था और मेरे को पता नहीं चला, देन आई रियलाइज टाइम इज ओवर एंड देन
नहीं नहीं डेफिनेटली उसकी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, उसकी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. दैट्स अमेजिंग दैट हाउएवर we give time to them. So guys, now I will share the feedback form with you, but just before that, again, that announcement: whoever wants to register for our online workshop that is happening on 31st, in Ahmedabad. If you want to join offline, you can come to the hotel Platinum in Ahmedabad. You can join us offline also. Otherwise, online, that is the 1,000 rupees price, and you can join for whole day. So in that, we are covering the whole scientific writing, manuscript writing, then the suitable statistics for the clinical trial, and the latest centralized monitoring, decentralized clinical trial, and the whole workshop on the documentations in clinical trial, core documents in the clinical trial, and with the good panel. So if you want, you can join us on Sunday in Ahmedabad or online. We'll be sharing the link in groups also and here also. So let me share the feedback form right now with you. So you can just uh, you know you can fill the feedback form, and certificate will be given for only the people who are coming as who are filling the feedback form. Okay, so I have shared the feedback form in the YouTube channel, guys. For all, you can just check out. Okay, you can just check out. Please fill the feedback form. Okay, please fill the feedback form, and we are also we are also sharing the link for online workshop. So if you are interested, you can join that also. Okay, you can join that also, right? So we will be sharing now. So with that, guys, fill the feedback form. Okay. Yes, guys, fill the feedback form. Everyone. Yes. So everyone, please fill the feedback form. So this is for offline. Okay. And if you are interested in online workshop, please join us online now only. So you can join us on, online for Sunday. Okay, guys, please join us for Sunday, right? Dr. Sarab, are you here? Somebody is asking one question. Actually, one question is there, very interesting question. I would be grateful if you could kindly share your insights on integration of AI/ML in relation to medical writing and clinical trials, particularly highlighting its advantages and disadvantages, limitations.
AI is because we have already automated lot of documents like your safety narratives. So it is helping in terms of when it comes to admin on routine things like text library, endpoint library. It is helping in that way, plus data check, right? Or the pharmas and CROs, they are also having their own AI in-house tools. So those are helping writers, because earlier if you see, even checking on a language, on making it sure that a whole document is aligned was quite a challenge. Not these days. So AI is going to help you a lot. Yes, when it comes to your jobs, they it may have some level of impact, right? But as of now, or it may increase the number of jobs as well, because why I'm telling you, because earlier we used to do the clinical trial for 10 to 12 years, one molecule is coming in a market. Now because of the help of AI, we are writing protocol faster, like within a month, within 15 days. Earlier it was not possible, so the number of trials are increasing. In another way, the number of job roles are also increasing.
Yes, and see, AI and ML integration is from the very basic, from the even the preclinicals and in clinicals, like, writing the documents and, finding the sites and writing the regulatory documents and a lot of places, And when it comes to the clinical trial, site engagements and site selection and, patient recruitments and, lab test and, smoothing the process, fastening the process. Lot of things are there, so there are everywhere, inside. There are, I mean, everywhere at every step there is AI now, and that's why the duration of the clinical trials has reduced by half, by almost 30 to 40%, 50%. The duration of clinical trials have reduced because these things, the AI and ML has reduced the human burdens and reduce the the timelines of site selections and patient recruitments and the data entry, data analysis. Lot of at every step almost the AI and ML integration is
Yes, yes.
there right
So,
now.
Dr. Jit, another thing is that now they need not to replicate any table. They can,
Yes.
programmers, they just prepare the XML. They just upload and your job is done. So,
Yes.
lot of redundant tasks they are being taken by AI. And I also wanted to clarify that it's not only like since 2023, the moment AI has become a buzzword, not like that.
Absolutely.
Since 2017, folks are, automating the documents in a medical writing or
Absolutely,
clinical
absolutely,
research.
absolutely. Yes, true. Yes, so it's not something new. Definitely, it's not something new. True. That's absolutely true. Yes, so guys, with that, thank you very much. Please fill the feedback form, and whoever wants to register for the online workshop, training workshop on Sunday, please register now. Or if you are joining offline in Ahmedabad, please, you're most welcome. Okay, so with that, thank you very much, guys. We will, take off now. We will wind up now. Thank you, Sarabji, for joining
Thank
this
you, everyone. Bye
session.
bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Good night.